Semantics is concerned with objective or general meaning. Objective, remember, this is opposite of antonym of subjective. Subjective is what the speaker wants to convey, not the which is not the objective meaning, means which is understood by the society, by the people. The objective is literal meaning. Semantics is concerned with objective or general meaning and avoids trying to account for subjective or local meaning. Okay, subjective or local meaning. When linguists investigate the meanings of words in a language, they are most often interested in characterizing the conceptual meaning. Conceptual meaning again are literal meanings, objective meanings, and are less concerned with the associative or stylistic meanings of the words. So semanticists, they are not concerned with the associative or stylistic meanings, means the meanings that they refer stylistically, that means metaphorical meaning or figurative meaning. There are different shades of meaning, different kinds of meaning, and you know that, like while we do stylistic interpretation of poem or critical appreciation of a poem, we discuss different kinds of meaning. I hope you remember, like denotative meaning, the logical meaning, which indicates the essential qualities of a concept which distinguish it from other concepts, is denotative. Or say connotative meaning, the additional or associated meaning which is attached to the denotative conceptual meaning. Denotative is the literal meaning, and connotative is associative meaning. Yeah, or say we also have social meaning. Social meaning, like it is the meaning that the word possesses by virtue of its use, in particular social situations and circumstances. For example, you must have heard the word which is very commonly used, attitude. He has an attitude. Now this means he feels himself proud, or like he shows off, or he has an air around himself, things like that. Attitude. So this is a different meaning altogether, which was not used earlier. Attitude earlier meant, or still it is meant, which is the right meaning, perception. What you think about something is your attitude. You also have thematic meaning. We discuss thematic meaning also while we discuss poems. It lies in the manner in which a message is organized for emphasis. So semanticists, they are concerned only with the conceptual meaning, and they are very less concerned with the associative or stylistic meanings of the words. Conceptual meanings are conveyed by the literal use of a word, whereas associative meaning pertains to various associations that we carry in our minds of a particular word. Like whenever somebody utters a word, you have associations there in your mind. Every mind arouses something there in your mind. Whatever word is uttered, it doesn't have a literal meaning alone. It has got several other minds, several other meanings which are associated there in your mind. This can be because of your past experiences, or because the way the word is used by people around you. So you carry meanings there in your head. They are all called associative meanings. Conceptual meanings have the same meaning for almost all the users. Yes, because they are literal meanings, so they mean the same thing. Whereas the associative meanings differ from person to person. Associative meanings differ from person to person. Why do they differ? They differ person to person because we all have different experiences. Maybe I have heard the word being used in a different context, and you have heard the word being used in a different context. So we all carry different experiences. That is why we associate different meanings with words. So this is very natural. However, conceptual meanings are just the same for everybody, for the users, because they are the objective meanings, they are the general meanings. Is it fine? But don't be misled. Like conceptual meanings, in fact, are also very important. Because like we have been talking about the limitations of semantics. So do not think that what was the point of studying semantics? One can just study pragmatics. No, it's not so. Pragmatics, okay, you study associative stylistic meanings there, but semantics is also important. Conceptual meanings are important. These objective and general meanings are important. Why? Because a person might talk in codes and you won't understand, because a speaker might mean so many things you won't understand. At least you can have the conceptual meaning of words, what the person is saying, what the person is speaking. So conceptual meaning is also important because it gives you at least the general meaning which is understood by everybody. If you do not understand the associative meaning, okay, if you do not understand what the person is trying to say, you at least understand the conceptual meaning. That is important. The words that you have studied, all kinds of words, they all fall under semantics, like antonyms, synonyms, hyponyms, so on and so forth. I hope you remember all of them. We have been studying since our childhood. What are synonyms? Synonymy, it all comes under semantics, like two or more forms with very closely related meanings, which are often but not always intersubstitutive in sentences. Like if I say the word, say broad, so what comes to your mind? White. White is the objective, the general meaning of the word. This is synonym. Synonym, a word having the same meaning is called a synonym. Antonym are they are opposite. Two forms with opposite meanings are called antonyms. Antonyms are usually of two kinds, like gradable and non-gradable. This might be new for you. Gradable, they can be used in comparative constructions. Yes, the negative of one member does not necessarily imply the other. Example, not old doesn't mean young. Not old doesn't mean young. Like if I say, say that's not bad. That's not bad. Now that's not bad means that's okay. Okay, that's fine. That's good. He's not bad, he's okay, he's good. So this is gradable and non-gradable antonyms, you may say, in a way. Like pack and pay, unpack, raise, lower, dress, undress, these, or lengthen, shorten, such word, they're antonyms. And then you have hyponymy, when the meaning of one form is included in the meaning of another. For example, if I say dog or cat or say goat, now these are all animals. So they are all included in animals. Like animal has got a bigger canvas and the specific animal has got a smaller one, but the class is included in that. So what is hyponymy? When the meaning of one word is included in the meaning of another. Is it fine? Like dog or horse, they're hyponyms. And animal, what are they? They are animals. So the animal is superordinate here. Animal is superordinate. The hyponymy captures the idea of is a kind of. Okay, is a kind of. Like as I said, sheep is a kind of animal, cow is a kind of animal, buffalo is a kind of animal. So hyponymy include that in animal. That's the relationship. Okay. So and homophony also, we have homophones also, when two or more differently written forms have the same pronunciation but different meanings. Example: C, 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 S, double E, C, and S, E, A, C. Okay, they are different words, they have different meanings, but they have the same sounds. So what are they called? Hmm? Homophones, or this comes under homophony. So they're different words, they all come under semantics, like polysemy even, or metonymy also we discuss while we discuss poetry. What is metonymy? This relationship is based on a close connection, like in everyday experience. It may be like Mm, a container content relation, you may say. Container content, like if I say can, that means I have two cans, that means I have two cans of juice, this would suggest. Okay, or whole part relationship, it may suggest, like car wheels, car wheel. Okay, suppose if I say crown would suggest the king. So this is metonymy. So semantics is very important. Why? Because semantics tell you about so many kinds of meanings. Associative meanings, they won't have their base. They have a base. They stand on these objective or the general meanings the words carry. So conceptual meaning is important, as well as associative or stylistic meaning is important. So semantics is also important, very important field. Do not undermine it. I thought I should tell it to you. Why? Because you might think that what's the point of studying semantics when it is such a confined field, when it just talks about the literal meaning. But don't you think that literal meanings are important? They're important. Hmm? Okay, now let's read the last line once again. Conceptual meanings have the same meanings for almost all the users here. They have the same meaning for all the users, whereas the associative meanings differ from person to person. Like some of the obvious and general meanings of an English word is scale. Scale. Now, scale, you take a word, a general word, would include flat, thin, rectangular. This is how a scale looks: flat, thin. What is it? It is a measuring geometric instrument. The scale is a measuring geometric unit, a measuring geometric tool, a measuring geometric instrument. So this is the general meaning, the objective meaning, the conceptual meaning. Don't you think this is important? This is very important. And like in our childhood, these conceptual meanings, or these general meanings, they are important. Otherwise, how would we associate a thing? How would we know what does what mean? So they are important. These words are a part of conceptual meanings of a scale. Fair enough. However, different people might have different associations or connotations attached to a word like scale. Now scale, if I say a word scale, we were just talking, now we are talking about words that we have in our mind, or say associations that we have in our mind. So different people might have different association or connotations attached to a word like scale. They might associate it with magnitude. Okay, scale, magnitude, length, music. In this also, in sound system, you have scale, high scale, low scale. So this is music. Skin, yeah, skin also, like we say remove the skin. Skin. Climbing, scale the heights, climbing up, scaling the height. Scale fish, or scale of the map, or estimate, estimate, or even weighing machine. Weighing machine is is called as scale. And these associations may differ from person to person. There can be many more associations. There can be many more meanings. They all depend upon the imagination of the speaker, okay, or say his experience or his motive, his intention. What is he trying to convey by the word scale, or when the word is spoken to him, what does a listener gather? So they may vary from person to person, these associations. These types of subjective associations are not included in conceptual meanings of a word. Very true. They are not included. These are all subjective associations. Subjective means they are personal. Subjective means they are personal to the speakers or to the listeners. That is why they are not included in conceptual meanings of a word. Why? Because conceptuals are the objective meanings. So that is why, and they are two separate fields. We have one field where we have conceptual meanings, and the other one is where we have associative meaning or stylistic meaning of a word. So this is what we study in semantics. In semantics, we study about the conceptual meaning of sentences, whereas in pragmatics we study about the associative meaning, okay, the meaning that a speaker wants to convey. So there's a difference. So I hope you must have understood. We discuss semantics here. Semantics, what is semantics? Yes, it is about the meaning of sentences. It is about the meaning of words, phrases. Remember that. So semantics is the study of meaning. Remember, this is a small definition. Okay. So now we may move on to the last major field of linguistics, which is pragmatics.